boy. Guys, you're watching Bob's Decline. We're out troubleshooting an outage call right now, and got about 55 customers out on this single phase line. Patrolled the whole line. The fuse is blown on the primary, and we couldn't find any problems. Now, oftentimes, if that's the case, we might just close the line back in. Now, this one here, I had this line out a couple weeks ago, so I figured I'd take a closer look. And I just rolled up to this insulator. It's an older type that's known for going bad. Let's see if I can flip the camera around. All right, so take a look at this here. Let's see, there's a little white spot in the center of that insulator there. It could be nothing, but I'm wondering if it isn't cracked and maybe that white spot's the top of the pin showing through the insulator. If it is, that's a pretty good find. There's about 300 poles in this line. Anyhow, there was a chip in the insulator, just a small one. No cracks in it of any kind, no track marks on the pole. We'll have to get that changed out just the same, but I don't think that's our issue tonight. It's a cold, wet, miserable night out here tonight. Hopefully, we find whatever knocked this line out, get things back and running so we can go home and go back to bed. So we patrolled the line again. We still didn't find nothing. Paying real close attention to all the insulators and lightning arresters. Couldn't find any burn marks on any poles. It's quite a long line, so I'm not feeling real good about this, but we're gonna go ahead and refuse the single phase sideline and close her in. Hopefully she stays in. If it does stay closed in, I'll take my thermocam and run the line with that, see if we can't find an insulator heating up or something. Alright, well, stayed closed in. Power is on. And I am out of focus. There we go. But we're not out of the woods yet. So like I said, she stayed closed in. I don't know if you noticed, all the lights blinked off and on a couple times, so that was the oil recloser on the road operating, which could be a completely normal thing. We're putting a little bit of load on the line, so it could be the load that was the cold load pickup causing that wire to operate a couple times. But as mentioned earlier, this line did go out last week, and it was also when it started raining. It hasn't rained since, so something tells me this rain is causing something to track. There's definitely nothing on the line. I patrolled that pretty closely, so pretty sure it's got to be a cracked insulator. I think what we'll do now that the line is energized, we'll run the line again, looking for two things: sparks, and I'll also run my thermocam down the line. See how we make out here. Hopefully we can go home soon. guys, so looks like we've got a broken cutout up on this pole right here. Finally caught it flashing over. She's actually got a pretty bad crack in it. Probably can't see it from the ground. That's all still energized. So before I get anywhere close to that, we are going to go kill the power again. Alright guys, back to square one. We're at the first cutout, which is in the open position. Actually, right after I started leaving where that cracked cutout was, I went to ground. There was quite a massive flash come out of it. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be grabbing a tag. We're going to take the door out of that switch and we're going to be tagging it for a work permit. One of these puppies here, do not operate. Put one of them on the switch. I got two other guys heading this way right now. We're going to get that cutout changed out. Kind of glad that that thing showed its ugly face before I got home and went back to bed. We should be out of here in another couple hours. We'll verify our switch number and we will install our tag. We're also going to take that door out of there. Alright, we're rolling. We got the line out. Now, the cutout that you've seen flashing is actually what we call a normal open. It's where two feeds meet. You get power coming in this way, power coming in this way. There's a switch separate these two separate feeds. So if this line goes out, oftentimes the feed way back here, you might have lost a few poles in a storm or something. We can actually isolate this switch over here that keeps blowing. We can close in this normal open and pick up these 60 customers or so. Not something that happens very often, but we've got these normal open switches all over the place. Lots of times we can open, close, figuring out the system, get lots of people back on without actually fixing anything. Especially if it's a big job like bad underground. You get a pole laying across the road or something like that. You clear the hazard, make sure everyone's safe. Then you can go out the line, operate some switches, get everyone's power back on. Good deal. Alright, so we just showed up at our other feed for the other end of that normally open cutout. I'm going to get set up, get that switch open real quick. Alright guys, we've got both sides of that open switch dead. So we've got our work area isolated. Now we're just going to apply for my work permit in order to go up and ground the line. I'd like to report that I opened 8011 SO23 and opened 8011 SO24. Installed work permit tag 91439 in both locations.
Open 8011 SO23, open 8011 SO24, install work permit tag 91439 at both those locations.
10-4, Joe.
10-4, and you agree with the protection points 8004 SO37, 8011 SO23, and 8011 SO24 to work there at pole 82, L73 R60 L2?
Yeah, 10-4, Joe. Exhibit protection points 8004 SO37, 8011 SO. My work permit number 91439 between protection points 8004 SO37, 8011 SO23, and 8011 SO24 has been approved non-effect. We can go ahead and check for potential. If not installed, disregard response. Go to work and report and clear.
Well, that is correct.
Alright, so my permit is in effect. I got guys on the way to help. I can go up in the air. We can get grounds on the line. We'll check for our potential, see if there's voltage. We get some grounds on the line, check the work area, and then we will stand by and wait. In the meantime, we'll get a shot of what the cutout looks like after all that arcing and flashing going on up there. There's actually pieces on the ground right here. Part of the cutout that blew right off that last time she started shorting out. Let's go see what the rest of her looks like. First thing you're going to see, there's a sign on the pole, a real old one. It says will not parallel. So what that means is the switch is fed from two different phases. Actually, it's two completely different substations. So if you were to close the switch, pick up some customers, you wouldn't be able to do live switching or parallel switching. And that explains why we had such a friggin' light show that last time around. So look at that. Yes, sir. You can see on the pole, it wasn't going to ground that was causing the flashing. That was cross phasing. The 7200 volts in this phase, 7200 volts in that phase. The two of them don't mesh together. There's 12,470 volts between the top and bottom of that switch. You can see there it actually melted the copper. Man, I am getting soaked out here. All right, all right. All right, guys. Everyone's power is back on. We are heading home. Here's the, let me flip this camera around. There we go. That is all that's left of that cutout that blew apart on us. All right, let's get out of here. I'm getting soaked. Woo! Boom. And we are